Hi Cancer, this is your June 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com, for everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Cancer. And you can find out if you don't know your ascendant or your moon sign from my birth chart calculator from the planetary detail table, as long as you know your time of birth. Otherwise, it will not be correct, your sun or ascendant sign, and these are more personal signs than the sun sign. The sun sign is much more general. So check also your ascendant sign as well, please. So what's happening in June? Okay, let's start with first a bit less good news. You have 3 planets in your 12th house. So it's more like a time of endings in June, especially to around the 22nd of June. It's more of time of, I'd say the whole June, time of completions, of ending, of reassessing the past 12 months before you start your own personal year again when the sun goes in Cancer from the last 10 days in June. But the first 20 days in June, you might feel, and even the last 10 days of May, you might feel a bit more lazy, a bit less motivated, more like a time to retreat, to take an assessment of the past 12 months, and time to decide what you have to leave behind, what is not working, taking stock, you know, making an inventory of what's going well and what's not going so well, so you can leave it behind. And from the last 6, 7, 8 days in June, you can start making big changes then. You can start implementing and manifesting things. But it's usually hard to manifest when there are a few planets in your 12th house. It's more like you can get imagination. Your imagination can be, you know, more stimulated, because 12th house is a spiritual house, is an inner house. It's an inner, it rules your subconscious. So from the subconscious, your subconscious can be strongly activated. Your dreams might be more vivid, more wild. You might feel like sleeping more. You might feel like relaxing more. And don't be hard on yourself. It is okay. When so many planets are in your 12th house, the last house of endings, it's time to let go, to lie down in lawns like this, to dream, to visualize what you want, rather than start doing it yet. You can manifest now on the inner astral level, on the spiritual level. So ideas can start coming to you now. Inspiration can start coming to you. Imagine them, visualize them. And then when the sun goes into your sign, start making the first steps for making them happen, which is usually around July happens this, you know. But it might be a very good time to let go of certain things, you know, because 12th house is about letting go. Maybe give some clothes, do some spring cleaning, give things that you're no longer using or wearing away. Because the 12th house is the house of charity. When you give, you receive more. And when you give exactly when you have planets in your 12th house, it's kind of, it's more like what comes back to you after that, because you're more naturally inclined to give when planets are in your 12th house. Give of your free time to someone who needs you. Give free advice. 2 very active masculine planets are in your 12th house, the Sun and Mars. So it means that you can be active by helping others in some way, rather than doing it for personal goals or plans. Because if you try now to do things for your personal egoistical goals only, then it's as if your efforts go in the wind, you know. It's as if they're kind of dispersed into the, like this, you know. Goes like that. But if you, when Mars and the Sun are in your 12th house, you do something for someone else out of charity, for the greater good, for others, it's as if you're storing good karma for you, and it will come for you. When the planets are arranged a bit differently, you'll start receiving a lot. So give a ear to a grieving friend, be helpful to those around. You feel more compassionate as well, and you feel more driven to do things for others. It's not in a big way. I'm not saying go to start a soup kitchen for homeless people, but you just notice it in small ways, that you're more touched by others' suffering, that you're more compassionate, that you somehow the environment around you requires you to give to others rather than for yourself. And there might be certain expenses you have to be a bit more aware of, that, you know, this is how you when certain expenses come, or you lose something, or you have to give away something, this is how the universe unburdens you from unnecessary possessions, or it takes its debt, in a sense. It takes its debt for something, you know. But the best way is for you to do it out of your own initiative, rather than waiting for some expense to come in some way. But just, you know, be aware of this influence, and then in the last 10 days of July, your energy, June, your energy start coming back. It's time for you to blossom, to shine. You start, you know, you start definitely becoming much more present, much more able to manifest. And let's see what else is happening for you, Cancers. Venus from June is entering your second house where Jupiter is together. So this is very interesting, because you have 3 planets in the 12th house of, you know, giving away, and which is immaterial, which is not a material house. And then 2 very great benefics are in your second house, which is a very material, tangible house, and they will be there almost the whole of the summer. June, July, August. Venus stays till October. So what happens is that not only will you be giving, but you will be receiving. It's like you give away, but the universe brings you tangible results as well. And you'll probably feel this much more from July and in August. Because these 2 great benefics, whenever they're together in a sign, they improve that house. And for you, this is the house of money, of finances. So by September, October, when they have finished their transition day in your second house, you will find yourself with somehow improved finances, or you will find, especially if your ascendant is in Cancer as well, to a lesser degree the sun and the moon, but you will feel it as well. And you'll take some important decisions over the summer, which will improve your finances, which will help you gain certain resources that are very beneficial for you. I don't know, you might have a business and you might all of a sudden source out much better materials for this business over the summer. Or you might you know, always wanted to possess some beautiful object, and when Venus and Jupiter are in your second house, you have the chance, the opportunity to get that expensive back, or to afford that. Somehow financially something comes to you, and you might feel it more towards July, but I'll speak about that in the July prediction. But definitely you can feel this kind of a opportunities starting to open in regards to finances, in regards to possessions, and in regards to acquiring beautiful material possessions in some way. So it's very interesting. It's more like in June in particular, till at least the 20th, I would advise you let go, relax, be there for people that need you. Maybe even go on a holiday if you can. 12th house is about faraway places. 12th house is about escaping the humdrum of mundane life. So if you can do it in some exotic environment, in some holiday, do it. Or maybe by reading books, by watching TV, by watching your favorite films, by daydreaming more, by taking a few more breaks. And at the same time you can manifest and giving to others, but at the same time you can start manifesting financially from June as well already. So this is how I see things for you, Cancers. There is nothing else that is stressful too much happening in the stars. Let me see, maybe those of you Cancers that are born, some of you will have Uranus transit. Those who have their ascendant or their moon from around 18 to around 21 degrees in Cancer. Ascendant or moon from 18 to 21 degrees Cancer, you're having Uranus transit. Or basically if you're born from around the 11th to around the 14th of July, maybe a day plus or a day minus, you're having Uranus transit, so you might start feeling restless, you might start wanting to make big changes in your life, like some of you might change their career, some of you might lose a career, but Uranus is there, or lose a relationship. If your ascendant or your moon that gets triggered by Uranus, there might be ups and downs in relationships, sudden reversals and changes, someone suddenly appearing out of the blue and you starting dating him. Or if you're in a serious relationship, maybe the partner having to travel more and being away, or some disruptions, up and downs, that some big changes that have to be done in relationships. If it's the sun, that Uranus triggers, those days that I mentioned from around the 11th till the 14th of July, you can start making big changes in regards to relationships with men, or in regards with authority figures, or in regards to your career. And they might be very sudden, take you by surprise, but Uranus' goal is always to liberate you. And by the end of this process, which will finish by next year, in the spring of 2016, you would be with a brand new job, or with a brand new direction in life, or with a brand new set of, if it's your moon or ascendant path in life, or habits, emotional, physical habits, and emotional attachments, and you'll feel much more liberated. But initially, when the transit first starts, which is from June for you, you might feel a bit taken by surprise, so to speak. But anyway, thank you very much, Cancers, and I will see you next month.